Students, here we are for the second video for tab number 2. Thank you for being patient with me. So today we are actually going to be talking about something really important that you may have seen the need for already. And today we're going to be visiting the topic of what mindsets do we need to have to be an excellent collaborator. So by having these mindsets that I'm going to be teaching you today, this is going to help you be a better team player, and it's also going to help you to increase your abilities to create an environment that is safe for everyone that is around you, and you become the star of the show when it comes to interacting as a team. So, number one, I'm going to teach you the four mindsets first. I'm going to tell you what they are. Number one is expressing empathy. We've talked a lot about expressing empathy this semester. Number two mindset is balancing the conversation. Number three, we're going to choose to move and to get up. And lastly, number four, we are going to choose to be brave, to be bold, and to be engaged. So now I'm going to go through each one of these different mindsets individually. Number one, expressing empathy. This is such an important aspect of being an excellent collaborator, because if we are able to express empathy to other people, then we understand that everyone has their own story. There's a reason that they are acting the way that they are, or that there's a reason why they're speaking a ton, or there's a reason why they're holding back. We need to understand that everyone has a story, and that everyone communicates in a different way. Now, if you remember, not too long ago, I handed out this really amazing few pages here that describes different personalities and how to negotiate with each personality. This is such an incredible document because it's a key for you to understand how to communicate with other people. And we're going to be addressing that a little bit later in this video. Another key point of expressing empathy is understanding that there are two different types of people. We have introverts and we have extroverts. Introverts, they tend to not need to be at the center of the attention, and we have extroverts that sometimes like to suck all the attention onto them. So this becomes key that if you are the facilitator, or if you're just a part of the group and you're noticing somebody that is holding back, watch their body language. They'll sit back, they'll fold their arms, or they might play with their mouth. They might touch their lips like this. They might even cover their mouth. And the reason why they're doing that is because they have something to say, but they don't feel safe enough to share it. So watch their body language. For these introverts that don't share a lot, watch how they act and how they react when conversation is happening. When you see that happening, create a safe place for them to express their opinion. And remember that just because someone, especially an extrovert like myself, has expressed an opinion doesn't mean that that opinion is the best solution. A lot of times when those that hold back and maybe don't feel safe enough to share their opinions, their ideas really matter and they're amazing. So it's important to extract all that you can from those that are holding back. All right, the second mindset of balancing conversation. This is actually a really fun one, and I was looking for my phone, but it's right here. All right, so this is actually a really fun one to understand, because balancing the conversation can be really tricky. When you have introverts and extroverts, there's a tendency for one person to monopolize the whole conversation, where they're constantly raising their hand, maybe during a lesson or during a conversation that we're having. They're constantly sharing something, an opinion. And they do that for a variety of different reasons, and one of them could be that they're simply uncomfortable with silence. And another reason that they could be sharing too much is because they thrive on progress and movement. That's something that they need to feel successful. And when there's quiet, when there's silence, they don't feel movement. And so in order to feel movement, they're going to fill the void with their own voice. So how do we do this? How do we balance the conversation with those that aren't speaking as much, they're holding back, and those that are really filling in the blanks way too much? And first we need to come to the understanding that this needs to stop, that there can't be an unbalanced conversation in design thinking. We need to balance it. So there's a couple of different methods that I'm going to share with you. The first one is using a bell. Now, we have a bunch of bells with design thinking in the design thinking room, and or you can download a bell app on your phone. And how we do this is it actually becomes kind of fun. When you're in a conversation and you put the bell in the center of your group, and if someone starts over talking someone else, meaning they're kind of taking over the conversation and they're not letting the other person finish, someone just gets to reach over and ding the bell on them. And y'all get a little bit of a laugh and a giggle, and then you move forward. And they realize that they made a mistake, and they're better next time. This is a bad habit that we as human beings tend to get ourselves into. We have an idea and we can't wait to share it, and so before the other person is done talking, we just slam right over the top of them with our comment. We don't do it on purpose, and rarely do we do it to be mean. But it's important to bring that to all of our attention and ding the silly bell when someone overtalks someone else. This allows for more even conversation, and also for some to be cordial and polite when people are sharing their ideas. When we have people that hold back, especially those amazing introverts, a lot of times if they have someone overtake the conversation and speak over them, they won't share again because they don't feel safe. So the bell helps to maintain a safe environment. The second way that we can create an even balance in the conversation is setting a timer. Now, this requires everyone's participation, and we set the timer for 1 minute, and then we hold to that time limit, and every person in the group gets to share or have a say on the topic for 1 minute, and then it moves to the next person. These are two techniques that we can use to have a more balanced conversation. Now, this is so important. It doesn't really matter how we have a balanced conversation, but it's important that we do. It's just about expressing politeness and kindness, and allowing other people to share as well. All right, third mindset is to choose to move and choose to get up. Now, this is both in the problem-solving process, so more of a soft approach to choosing to move, but also very physical. I'll start with the softer approach. Number one, we need to adopt the mindset that no idea gets left behind. No idea gets left behind. So we choose to get all of our ideas out. We might not know what it looks like. Our idea might sound super crazy, but it doesn't matter. We choose to let it out. We choose to allow the movement of ideas pass through our lips and onto the board with sticky notes or markers. And number two, we allow ourselves to approach the unknown. This is a scary thing for many, many human beings, to approach the unknown. What is it? I don't know, because it's unknown. So allow yourself to be okay with ambiguity. Allow yourself to approach the possibility that you don't know what lies beyond the next choice. This is what stretches us as design thinkers and as human beings. As we approach the unknown, we push the boundaries of our own understanding, and we're able to move forward and progress in life. This helps us to find new solutions to problems, because then it forces us not to only use those solutions that are contained within the limits of our own mind at the time. All right, now physically speaking, when you feel that stagnant energy, and I'm sure you've all have felt this with the projects we've worked on so far, you're just kind of sitting there, everyone's sitting down, not knowing what to do next. Well, let's get up. Let's choose to get up and move. Run a few laps around the classroom, go outside, change of scenery, go to a different room and choose a different approach. Stand up on your chairs, elevate yourself physically so that you can look down on the problem instead of right at it. It's a proven fact that if we approach a problem with the same energy from which it was created, we're only going to perpetuate the problem. It's like fighting fire with fire. So if you want to put out a fire, you elevate your approach and you squirt water from the downward position. Same idea with problem solving. You can't approach human trafficking by approaching it with the same energy from which it was created. We need to elevate ourselves, elevate our thinking, elevate our lives and our choices in order to see what is available to us that can actually solve the problem. Lastly, number 4 mindset is to choose to be brave, choose to be bold, and choose to be engaged. Too many times I have watched groups fail, and I say fail in the very sense that I mean it. They fail the class, they fail the project because they choose not to be bold. They choose not to be brave, and they choose not to be engaged. They're showing up late, they're just sitting with their arms folded, with their headphones on, and they're not engaging with the conversation. Take off those headphones, get to class on time, be engaged with your class, be bold, be brave. If you're an introvert, it's okay. Know yourself and honor yourself, and know what your strengths are, and share those strengths with the rest of the team, and allow yourself to be stretched. Those perceived weaknesses are only there to help you to become a bit stronger in those areas. So recognize your strengths and honor those, and recognize your weaknesses and make an effort to be bold and to be brave enough to address them and work on them. And you will soon see that as you work on those weaknesses, they become a lot stronger. You become more vocal. You become more brave to stand in front of the class and share your ideas. So these are the 4 mindsets that will help you to create yourself as an excellent collaborator. Now, in conjunction with this TAB video, what we need you to do is we need you to pull out this document of the different personalities and how to negotiate with these personalities, 3-hole punch it, and put it under tab 2. Second part of this assignment is to discover which personality type each one of your group members is, and write down a few key points next to that person and the personality type on how you can better communicate with that person. Once you have completed this, please take it to your TA and have them sign off on it, and then you will have this assignment completed. All right, amazing students, you guys are doing such great work. I'm so proud of all that you're doing. You're amazing, and I will talk to you later. Thank you very much. See you later.